Namaskaram. Welcome to this video where we are going to talk about ancient Indian literature. Ancient Indian literature encompasses a vast and diverse collection of texts spanning millennia, reflecting the rich cultural, religious, philosophical heritage of the Indian subcontinent. Students, Sanskrit literature, known for its breadth and depth, includes a wide array of literary genres such as poetry, drama, prose, and even short story or novel. In this video, we're going to talk about the literary genres in Sanskrit literature. Classical Sanskrit literature boasts celebrated works like the plays of Kalidasa, the poetry of Bhartrhari, and the scientific treatises of Aryabhatta and Varahamihira. Welcome to the ancient Indian literature and its treasures in terms of prose, poetry, drama, and short story. When we think of ancient Indian literature, the very first literature that comes to my mind after Sanskrit literature is Sangam literature. Sangam literature is associated with Tamil language. Tamil literature, renowned as one of India's oldest and the most vibrant tradition, is encapsulated in the Sangam literature dating from the classical period, 3rd century BCE to 3rd century CE. The Sangam poems, compiled in poetry anthologies, exemplify the literary excellence of ancient Tamil culture. Additionally, the Tamil epics like Silapadiharam and Manimekalai stand out as significant contributions to ancient Tamil literature. Sangam literature, which is associated with the Cholas, the Cherans, and the Pandyans, have Silapadiharam as the first text, which is an epic text in Sangam literature, followed by Manimekalai, which is also an epic in Sangam literature. I would advise my students to read both Silapadiharam and Manimekalai, not only for its beautifully romantic stories, but also as a reflection of ancient Indian culture and heritage, especially in the South India. Then we have the Buddhist and Jaina literature in Pali language. The Buddhist literature encompasses the Tripitaka, known as the Three Baskets, containing the teachings of the Buddha along with Mahayana sutras and commentaries. Jain literature is defined by the Agamas, canonical scriptures of Jainism, complemented by numerous commentaries and philosophical works. Thus, you find the Tripitaka Buddhism and Agama of Jainism, which is very famous. Then, of course, we have the Prakrit literature. If Sanskrit is the base form of literature, all the other languages in India that come out from Sanskrit are all Prakrit. And literature that existed in Prakrit literature also is quite famous, like Kannada literature, Telugu literature, Bengali literature, and others. These regional literatures reflect the cultural and linguistic diversity across different parts of India, each contributing unique perspectives and literary achievements. Thus, ancient Indian literature stands as a reservoir of wisdom, creativity, and spiritual insight, serving as an enduring source of inspiration and knowledge for generations of scholars, poets, philosophers, and devotees all alike. So you have a Prakrit reader like this, an introduction to Prakrit literature, which talks about various Prakrit languages like Kannada, Telugu, Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and so on. Now coming to the Sanskrit literature, which is the ancient Indian literature. Let's talk about each genre that existed in Sanskrit ancient Indian literature. Number 1, poets and poetry. Sanskrit literature flourishes with a distinguished tradition of poetry crafted by numerous poets whose works resonate across time. The very first poet that I could think of is Maharishi Valmiki, the Adi Kavi, or the first poet in Sanskrit literature who has written the Ramayana. Then we have Kavi Kalidasa, a celebrated poet. As the foremost poet and dramatist in classical Sanskrit literature, Kalidasa's oeuvre includes the epic poem Kumara Sambhava, the birth of Kumara, the lyrical Meghaduta, the cloud messenger, and the renowned plays Shakuntala and Malavika Agnimitra. He is the famous Mahakavi Kalidasa, who is, I will not say the Shakespeare of India, but rather the Shakespeare is Kalidasa of Europe. Then we have Bharavi. Known for his epic poem Kiratarjuniya, Bharavi narrates the battle between Arjuna and Lord Shiva, disguised as the Kirata or hunter. His poetic style is distinguished by its elegance, richness, intricate, and wordplay. He is Bharavi. Then we have Magha. Magha is very well known for his wonderful poem Shishupala Vadha, where Magha depicts Lord Krishna's slaying of the tyrant king Shishupala during the king Yudhishthira's Rajasuya Yajna. His narrative skill and poetic brilliance shine through in his epic work. He is Mahakavi Magha. Then we have Bhavabhuti. Bhavabhuti, renowned for his poetic dramas like Malati Madhava and Uttar Ramacharita, and you have Mahavira Charita, Bhavabhuti's works delve in deep emotional psychological insights and dramatic intensity. He is Bhavabhuti and is Uttara Ramacharita. Uttar Ramacharita exactly talks about the story of Rama after Rama kills Ravana and gets back Sita to Ayodhya. Then we have Bhatti. The author of the epic poem Bhatti Kavya, which recounts Rama's triumph over the demon king Ravana, Bhatti's style is marked by complexity, alliteration, and highly ornate language. He is Mahakavi Bhatti. Then we have the wonderful Bhakti poet Jayadeva. Renowned for his Gita Govinda, a lyrical poem celebrating the divine love between Lord Krishna and Radha, Jayadeva's works stand as a pinnacle of devotional poetry in Sanskrit literature. And he is Kavi Jayadeva. Then we have Bana. Bana is noted for Kadambari, a prose work and romantic novel set in a mythical world but expressing in poetic prose. He gives intricate narrative structure, vivid descriptions in the lyrical prose, which is highly poetic. Bana's Kadambari is highly famous. Amaru. Amaru is the next poet who is celebrated for his work Amaru Shataka, a collection of love poems exploring the theme of love, longing, and separation with exquisite sensitivity and poetic beauty. This is Amaru Shataka of Kavi Amaru. Then we have Bilhana. Bilhana, known for his romantic poetry, particularly the Chaura Panchashika. The Chaura Panchashika, a collection of 50 stanzas expressing the emotion of love-lorn wanderer. Bilhana's verses captivate the elegance, passion, and has vivid imagery. And this is Chaura Panchashika of Bilhana. Dear students, these poets represent a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Sanskrit literature, continuing to inspire and captivate with their timeless beauty, profound wisdom, and artistic brilliance. Let's now go into Sanskrit prose writers belonging to ancient Indian literature. Sanskrit literature boasts several illustrious prose writers who have left indelible marks on the respective fields. The very first that I can think of is none other than the giant and the genius, Panini, who fills us with great wonder and awe with his 4,000 sutras or aphorisms in his Ashtadhyayi. Then we have the wonderful legendary figure Patanjali, who has given us the Yoga Sutras. Additionally, Patanjali's Mahabhashya on Ashtadhyayi also is wonderful and fills us with wonder and awe. Then we have Kautilya, who is none other than Chanakya or Vishnugupta, who has written Arthashastra, which is a treatise and an authoritative text in economics and commerce. Bhartrhari is the next prose writer that we'll be talking about, who has written Shatakatraya. That is 3 centuries. It is not actually century in terms of time, but century in terms of 100 poems. This collection comprises 3 sets of verses, Niti Shataka, the Shringara Shataka, and the renowned Vairagya Shataka. He composes poetry, so he comes as a poet, but also gives an explanation in prose, and hence he becomes a prose writer. Among these, the Vairagya Shataka resonates deeply with its reflections on detachment, the ephemeral nature of worldly pursuits, and the quest for spiritual enlightenment. He is Bhartrhari, and his Niti Shataka are so famous and so beautiful that you have a quotation for all occasions, even in the modern times, from this Niti Shataka. Bhartrhari's evocative verses, enriched with poignant imagery and metaphors, continue to inspire the readers on the path of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. Bhartrhari's prose writings are characterized by their profound insights into human nature and the transient nature of worldly existence. Then we have the wonderful giant Vishnu Sharma, who is a teacher, a guru, and who teaches actually the 3 children of a king, makes them wise and makes them capable of becoming excellent successors of the kingdom of the king. Vishnu Sharma is traditionally credited as the author of the Panchatantra. Using this Panchatantra, a renowned collection of animal fables and moral tales, Vishnu Sharma has shaped the personality and the character of the king's sons to be wise kings. Structured into 5 books, each centered on different life principles, Vishnu Sharma talks about Mitra Labha as the first set of stories. Mitra Labha is the gaining of friends. And this explores the dynamics of friendship, diplomacy, and interpersonal relationships that we need to maintain even today. Then we have a group of stories which belong to Mitra Bheda. Mitra Bheda is a separation of friends. Now, these stories delve in the themes of betrayal, deception, and the consequences of broken relationships. Kakolukiyam. Kakolukiyam is the stories of the crow and the owl, literally translated as the crows and the owls. These stories discuss governance, politics, and strategy through allegorical tales involving birds. Then we have the 4th group of stories called Labdha Pranasham. Labdha Pranasham is loss of grains, which examines the pitfalls of greed, impulsiveness, and hasty decision making. Loss of gains exactly tell us what exactly are the outcomes of greed and impulsiveness. The 5th group of stories are called as Aparikshita Karakam. Aparikshita Karakam, which are considered as considered actions, wise actions, is what Aparikshita Karakam talks about. These stories emphasize the importance of prudent consideration, foresight, and wisdom in decision making. Thus, from Mitra Labha to Aparikshita Karakam, all the stories enable us to understand what good friendship is, bad friendship is, broken friendship is, deception in friendship is, and how the greed and impulsiveness change the human nature, and how we need to have prudent consideration and foresight and wisdom with which we have to take life ahead. These are not only the stories that are related to animals, but also are pearls of wisdom to all of us to lead our life with success and contentment. Thus, the Panchatantra aptly reflects these 5 principles through its engaging narratives, making it a fitting name. Vishnu Sharma's prose style is marked by simplicity yet profound effectiveness in imparting timeless moral lessons not only to the prince but also to all of us belonging to any time and any place. The next profound writer is Shankara, none other than the Adi Shankaracharya. He is a wonderful poet and a prose writer as well. Adi Shankaracharya, often referred to as Shankara, was a philosopher and theologian pivotal in the development of Advaita Vedanta, Ekameva Advitiya. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Known for his insightful commentaries or bhashyas on the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutras, Shankara's prose writings also include philosophical treatises such as Viveka Chudamani, crest jewel of discrimination. Dear students, I would advise you to go through Viveka Chudamani at least once. This is one of my favorite books that I keep on reading often. To take out any page and read, it is a pearl of wisdom distributed across 200 or 250 odd pages by Adi Shankaracharya. This is one book that I feel, in the terms of Francis Bacon's words, some books are to be chewed and digested throughout your life. Viveka Chudamani of Adi Shankaracharya is one such book. I hope you would love reading this book. Followed by the other book of Shankara, the Upadesa Sahasri. Sahasra is 1,000. 1,000 teachings from this profound Guru. This is another lovely book that you would really fall in love with after you start reading. Upadesha Sahasri. In small aphorisms and small explanations, you could find some 1,000 teachings from this world-renowned Guru, Adi Shankaracharya. Both the books, Viveka Chudamani and Upadesha Sahasri, are lifelong, cherished books for everyone. Make an attempt to start with Viveka Chudamani and end with Upadesha Sahasri. I'm sure you need not require any other writings or readings at all. Then we have Vatsyayana. Vatsyayana authored Kama Sutra, an ancient Indian text renowned for its comprehensive human exploration of human behavior, relationships, and social norms. He is Kavi Vatsyayana. Beyond its framed chapters on human relationships, the Kama Sutra offers detailed insights into love, courtship, marriage, and household management, characterized by Vatsyayana's systematic approach, meticulous descriptions. These Sanskrit prose writers have made enduring contributions across various fields, including grammar, philosophy, political science, literature, and ethics, significantly influencing the intellectual and cultural landscape of ancient India and beyond. Then let us move across to the Sanskrit dramatists who belong to ancient Indian literature. Sanskrit literature boasts several notable dramatists who have significantly shaped the development of Sanskrit drama. The very first dramatist that I can remember is Bhasa, of whom very little is known. But Bhasa is revered as one of the earliest and the greatest playwrights of Sanskrit drama. Although details about his life are very scarce, his plays have endured through centuries. He is Kavi Bhasa, with 13 plays of Bhasa as is recognized today. Swapna Vasavadatta, The Dream of Vasavadatta, is a beautiful drama written by Bhasa, which is enacted on the stage with great interest and enthusiasm even today. We have a number of films that are made on Swapna Vasavadatta. Madhyama Vyayoga. Madhyama Vyayoga is the middle one that has been written by Bhasa, and this is also one of the very famous dramas of Bhasa. Uttara Ramacharita, the later story of Rama with Lava and Kusha, is also very beautifully written by Bhasa in Sanskrit. The next dramatist that I can think of is none other than the greatest of all the dramatists, Kavi Kalidasa. He is a wonderful poet and is also a celebrated dramatist. He is Kalidasa. The first and the foremost important masterpiece that is of Kalidasa is Abhigyana Shakuntalam, based on which theatre is full of. So much so that even the film industry is full of. And recently we have Abhigyana Shakuntalam's film version again being released in its modern way. Kumara Sambhavam is the birth of Kumaraswamy that has been observed. It's a poetic drama. Malavika Agnimitra, wonderful love story between Malavika and Agnimitra, is been expressed in this drama. Vikramorvashiyam, pertaining to Vikrama and Urvasi, the love story that existed between Vikrama and Urvasi, is been expressed in this. Raghuvamsham, though a poem, Still, it also is under drama, which is the story of the lineage of Rama and the Raghuvamsha. Kalidasa's dramas are esteemed for their lyrical elegance, vivid imagery, and profound emotional depth. Bhavabhuti is the next Sanskrit dramatist. A prominent Sanskrit playwright of the 8th century CE, Bhavabhuti is best known for three major plays. Number 1, Malati Madhava. Number 2, Uttara Ramacharita. And number 3, Mahavira Charita. His dramas are characterized by intricate plots, complex characters, and profound philosophical themes. The next dramatist is Shudraka. The moment you think of Shudraka, the only drama that comes to our mind is Mrichakatika, the lady clay cart. As Abhigyana Shakuntalam is very famous on theatre, Mrichakatikam also is a very famous play which the artists love to play on the stage, based on which even the film industry has made films on Mrichakatikam. Then we have Vishakadatta. Vishakadatta's historical drama Mudra Rakshasa, the signet ring of Rakshasa, set during the Maurya Emperor Chandragupta's reign, vividly portrays political intrigue and power struggles that existed in ancient India. These dramas, in fact, are not only the stories but also give us a comprehensive understanding of ancient Indian culture and history. It is acclaimed for its vivid characterization and intricate plotting. Mudra Rakshasa, Vishaka. Then we have Harsha. None other than Emperor Harsha, known as Harshavardhana, was not only a monarch but also a significant Sanskrit playwright. His play Nagananda, The Joy of Serpents, is a Buddhist themed drama celebrating compassion and virtue triumphing over adversity. Then we have Bhattanarayana. Bhattanarayana's play Pratimanataka, the drama of statue, revolves around the mistaken identity, incorporating elements of romance, intrigue, and comedy. Dear students, these Sanskrit dramatists have bequeathed a rich legacy of theatrical works that continue to inspire and captivate audiences with their timeless themes, vivid characters, and dramatic storytelling techniques. Their contributions have profoundly influenced the tradition of Sanskrit drama and have left an indelible mark on subsequent literary and theatrical traditions in India as well as abroad. I would advise you to start reading any of the dramatists or any of the dramas of any of the dramatists, just out of curiosity to enjoy this field. Let us move ahead to ancient Indian literature with Sanskrit fiction. Sanskrit literature does not have a tradition of novel writing as such. Drama and poetry were very much in vogue. However, there are several prose works that exhibit the elements of novels or storytelling. The first to know is Bana. Bana's Kadambari, which we have already mentioned, is a romantic narrative set in a mythical realm. While not conforming exactly to the format of the novel in the modern sense, it incorporates narrative prose, character development, and complex plot structure, which is very close to the modern novel. So the Kadambari of Bana belongs to it. Dandin, who is a wonderful critic in Indian poetics, is renowned for his adventures of 10 princes, which is called as Dashakumara Charita. Dashakumara Charita is Adventures of 10 Princes, a complication or a compilation of small stories depicting the romantic exploits of 10 princes. Although not a novel, but he talks about these princes and the romantic exploits of them. It features episodic storytelling and character evolution typical of novels. So Dashakumara Charita of Dandin also belongs to this feature. Then we have Vishnu Sharma. We have already talked about his Panchatantra. Vishnu Sharma is traditionally credited with Panchatantra, a collection of animal fables and moral tales. While primarily a collection of stories, it occasionally includes frame narratives that link individual tales, offering a precursor to the novelistic form. I would advise my students to read the Panchatantra tales to understand the taste of Vishnu Sharma. Then we have Somadeva. Somadeva's Kathasarita Sagara. You must have heard it. A number of stories, it's a collection of stories, ocean of streams of stories. In fact, India is a well of all these collection of stories. So we should be reading Panchatantra and Kathasarita Sagara, which is an anthology of interconnected tales within frame narratives. While not a novel per se, Kathasarita Sagara has episodic structure and overarching narrative framework share similarities with novel form. These works, while not fitting in the modern novel definition per se as such, but represent significant milestones in the evolution of narrative prose in Sanskrit literature. They showcase the versatility and ingenuity of Sanskrit writers in crafting engaging narratives and intricate plots, laying a foundation for the development of storytelling in India and abroad. So, Kathasarita Sagar and Panchatantra are the must-read books for all of us. Similarly are Kalidasa's dramas. And similarly are the prose writers. So, in conclusion, let us say that ancient Sanskrit literature comprises an expansive and varied collection of texts across multiple genres, including epics, scriptures, philosophical treatises, poetry, drama, and even scientific works. These examples represent the breadth and depth of vibrant literary tradition that emanated from ancient India, embodying its profound spiritual and philosophical and cultural heritage. Thank you very much for being a part of this large video, which completely covers the ancient Indian literature, the Sanskrit prose, poetry, drama, and fiction. See you in the next video. Bye from me today. Namaskaram.